Hey guys, welcome back to GP Automotive and Diecast. Today I bring you this motormax 1/18 scale Chevrolet Bel Air concept. So I just want to say first of all, it's been kind of a while since I posted my video from Halloween, and it's just because I've been really busy recently with life and everything. But here you go. So this is actually my first motormax 1/18 scale model I've ever gotten, just because I've kind of stayed away from them because I've heard they're not the greatest quality. And, well, I guess we'll see today. I found this model on eBay, actually, when I was scouring eBay, and I found it for only about, I think it was like $25 or $30, and I think that's a pretty good price for these Bel Air concepts. So this was kind of a weird concept car that came in the 2000s. It never made production, but it is a pretty cool concept based off the original Bel Air, of course. Which they made for many, many years. And my favorite generation was probably the year 1955 or 1957. Put in the comments down below what your favorite generation was. But here it is. Here's the Chevrolet Bel Air concept by Motormax. First glances is it actually looks pretty good. So, of course, we'll have to see. Box design's pretty basic like it usually is. Well, of course, this is the normal box design that they had back in the day. And you can pause the video right there if you want to see all the models they made back then. Some cool ones, which I do want the SC430, but those are quite rare now. That one, and if any of y'all have any of these, definitely let me know because I would definitely buy them. And an 03 Dodge Ram 1500 quad cab. That one seems to be pretty rare too as well. So yeah, a lot of rare ones here. And the Lincoln Navicross. I know I've seen Nick's Diecast. Shout out to him. He has a Lincoln Navicross concept from Motormax as well. I've always tried to look for one of them, but I've never found one for a great price. And I'll probably just hold off till I do. But yeah, I know he has one, and it looks pretty good. Maybe a little clunky with the back piece trunk thing. But it's Motormax was kind of the brand who made a lot of concept cars. And that's why there is kind of a pull for me, because I like a lot of weird 2000s concept cars. So Motormax is kind of like the big thing of that. So let's go ahead and take out the box. So you don't really have too many other options for some weird diecast, concepts for back then. I think Motormax is the only brand who made a Bel Air concept. I'm almost 100% sure that they were the only company to do so. Looks like we got a little residue from that. Oh, interesting. So the straps are back there. Huh. Interesting. There you go, your Chevrolet Bel Air concept right there. Nice sticker there. Has the kind of a retro interior. That's really cool, actually. Oh, it even says Bel Air on the seats. Huh. Let's go ahead and take it off the base. And yes, 4 screws. Which, yes, is quite annoying sometimes. But a little handy mini screwdriver right here. But yeah, like I said, this was my first Motormax model. I never gotten one just because, I've heard that they're not great models, and they really aren't. But this one seems to be, I guess I picked a good model, because this one seems to be pretty good quality overall. The doors seem maybe a little flimsy, but, let's see if I can get this one off too. But overall, I think if you can, pick one of these up for a decent price, which I would say no more than $40, just because, I mean that's probably the matchup. That would match up quite well with like the quality and price and everything. So I would say if you could pick one of these up, maybe at a hobby shop or on eBay for under $40, I would say you could get it for, that's a good deal. Just because I don't think these are quite like super rare. Like some of them, like the Dodge and some of those models, which I've looked at so many Motormaxes before, and I just haven't pulled the trigger on them, just because, you know, it always goes back. I'm like, do I really want a motormax? You know? Almost there. Holy moly. Nope, still not there. Come on. Okay. There it goes. Okay. So, well, here's the undercarriage. Go ahead and flip it over. Okay. So here is the Bel Air. Huh. Yeah, I've looked up pictures of this car. It's very interesting. It's like the SSR, just, you know, kind of a weird concept car back then. I liked how GM did these kind of weird concept cars, and of course they did make some of them, of course, like the SSR, and, you know, stuff like that. But of course they obviously, you know, didn't make some things like this. But as you can see, it's not hard to understand why it never made it into production, just because so many things would need to be changed, like the seats, for instance. Probably not, because the headrests don't, you know, if it's accurate to what the car really looked like, you know, it's, and that steering wheel is pretty cool too. It looks like it has like the old classic horn ring and stuff. But yeah, so let's go ahead and take a quick, you know, look at it. So it looks like we do have an opening trunk. Very nice. Give you like a, you know, whole view of the car. Definitely a weird looking car, but, you know, pretty interesting. I really like these weird old quirky cars from the period, and especially for actually a concept car. It has a really well detailed engine bay. You know, usually a lot of these concept cars, there's not too much info about the engines and stuff, just because either sometimes they just don't, you know, don't put an engine in them because they're just concept cars, and, you know, they're non-runners or whatever you would like to say about it. But, you know, so yeah, the door's open. They're kind of weird. It's like a spring-loaded hinge, but it goes further, and it's a lot smoother. So I don't know what that is. I guess it'd be considered a spring-loaded hinge, but it's not really springy. So yeah, so that's the Bel Air concept for Motormax. Definitely kind of a weird car, but, you know, I like the oddball stuff just because, I don't know, I just like it. Just different. I mean, cars these days are just so boring. And yes, there's some here and there that are really cool, but the average car is so boring. And it's kind of nice to get away from that and, you know, buy something like this. It's just so weird and cool at the same time, you know. So it's just really cool. And that's why I like these weird old quirky 2000s cars, you know, by General Motors and stuff like that. So, yeah, so that was kind of the quick look at the and unboxing of the Chevrolet Bel Air concept from Motormax. So first glance, you know, it's a pretty decent model. Surprisingly, I was not expecting too much from this Motormax, but of course I was a little surprised. Be sure to check out some of my review on this Bel Air in the future. And definitely stay tuned for the exciting content coming up soon with unboxings and, you know, more reviews, real car reviews, and, you know, maybe, you know, some exciting cars here and there. And, well, as we know, Christmas and things like that are coming up, so who knows, maybe I might be getting some new diecast. So, yeah, so thanks so much for watching. Put in the comments down below what you think about this model or any of Motormax's model, and if you like this Bel Air concept, and well, what you think about the real car, well, the concept car, or any of the years of the Bel Air. Definitely a fan of this one. So yeah, so put in the comments down below what you think, and thank you so much for watching.